So, this is part 2 of my Wronged in Paradise. Um, it's a Sunday afternoon in DeBrac. It's pretty warm today. And I just wanted to tell you about my part 2, Wronged in Paradise. This was during COVID. During COVID, businesses were limited as to what they could do unless you were on the government's ball list. And I'm saying this, Catherine Tyson, you owe me an apology. I'm just saying it that way. You can apologize anyhow you feel like. That's good and kind. Any other version, don't bring it to me. Because I don't think you want me to tell the world what you did to me during COVID as a minion. And I classify you as that for what you did to me. So anyways, during the COVID, when our businesses were all shut down and I had service businesses, I earned my money from providing a service. The government gave me $8,000 as compensation for this lockdown. When I worked it out and totaled it all up, from all of what I could total up, including the loss on fees for my permits, people left because a lot of people decided they were going to leave the country. They weren't going to stay because they didn't want to be locked out of their country, so they left. And you weren't allowed to work, so people just got on a plane and left. So I lost a lot of employees, and as a result of that, permit fees that I had paid in advance, you pay in advance of the permit, and you don't get the full value of your permit. So I added all of that in. My cost was close to $70,000 in losses. And the government gave me $8,000, not even 10%. Actually, they gave me a little bit more than 10%. Sorry, I never declared I was a math person. Forgive me. So I would say 20% then. How about that? Of my losses back. They locked you up in COVID, banned your businesses from operating. Micro businesses and were the most, I should say, affected by that. And they're going to give you a drop. Not even a drop. We got a percentage of a drop. Some didn't survive. Some couldn't survive. And what did the government go on to do about it? Nothing other than give you a small fraction in the red tape you had to go through to get that. I mean, it was so horrible. And especially me and others that I helped to put applications in and stuff like that. I remember doing applications for people with status that owned micro businesses, and they got through in a week. All a month, 2 months I was waiting. 2 months I waited. I think it was longer than that. I think it was more than that. So there was so many wrongs that was done to us in this country, and they always single out the native Caymanian businesses, especially micro businesses. We're always singled out. And those that have status, that have businesses, get put in up front, and they are dealt with first. While we're out here trying to thrive and survive in our own country, they could have decided to pick up and leave and gone back to their home country and started businesses there and whatever. We don't have no country to go back to. This is our only country, this one. So during COVID, I had to tell a lie to survive because of what the government put us through. By locking us down, restricting our movements, everything over a damn flu. A flu! How come nobody not got no problem with COVID anymore, hardly? Even them that ain't vaccinated? Y'all don't see the plethora of deceitfulness that was dished out to us down here, and our idiots in our government lock us up, lock us down, and took away our rights of movement. You imagine you couldn't even travel into Ireland unless you were vaccinated. The amount of people who had to go and get that vaccine that was on a work permit. I remember some of my staff, I went to taking them to one of the clinics to get vaccinated, were in tears But they said that they had so much bills back home to help so many family members back home. They didn't have a choice but to accept this poison in their body so that their families could still continue to eat from their work in this island. Our government never once apologized for that. And we know that the one Dr. Lee is a liar. He perjured himself in the stand. So we know he had to have lied about that vaccine too and forced it on us by lying to the government and telling them we had to be vaccinated. My doctor for years that I had told me, and he said it to me in a WhatsApp, if you do not get vaccinated and you catch COVID, you will die, because I have type 2 diabetes, and at the time I had some hypertension, and according to them, my cholesterol was high, which is bull, because reading up on the other side of cholesterol, you need cholesterol for your brain. That's why they tell you your cholesterol too high, because they want to dumb you down that way too. You're not feeding your body properly. You need fats. So he forced our government, with the governor at the time, to lock us up, and throw away the key. We suffered out here, and many of us are still suffering from that entire lockdown because we haven't been able to catch up from what your government did to you. So I looked at the situation. I said, Lord, I got to ask you, forgive me for this. But I had several clients who wanted me to be vaccinated. I'm not going to their house to clean. But this was the plethora of stuff that people put you under. They told me if I personally didn't get vaccinated, they were not going to utilize my services. Now, I'm not coming to your home to clean it. My staff is, and they all got vaccinated. So please tell me, why is it that I needed to get vaccinated? I'm not coming there to clean for you, or be the nanny for you, or be the caregiver for you. They are. And as I told you, so many of them were so stressed out about taking that vaccine, and one of them went back home and died. They died because of that vaccine. I lied to several, not many, about 4 or so clients, that they were my biggest clients and I couldn't lose them. So I lied to them and told them that I did get vaccinated. But I asked my God to guide me before I went and told them that. And my response that came into my spirit was, do what you have to do. And sometimes that's what God tells you to do. Do what you have to do. So I did what I had to do, and that was to tell them that I had been vaccinated when in fact I had not been vaccinated. And I never took that vaccine, and I never will. When they forced us that we had to have it in order to go inter-island, I just stayed put. I sacrificed so much business that way. I had losses and all of that I added up to. I mean, there was so much wrongs done to us during COVID as micro business owners and individuals and people of this country. And I'm being told, remember the nurse that kicked out of the country and ran her away because she was telling people out here that she was giving placebos to the government officials, not the true vaccine. The government officials was taking a placebo. She was instructed to give them placebos while they're forcing something on us that it went on to kill so many of our people. So the most people died in this country was after they got that vaccine. The most deaths and still dying from it. This is the wrongs that our government inflict on us. And as micro businesses, we got the biggest lick from this. Many of us could not resurrect out of it. And your government give you what? Sorry. Sometimes I will tear up in my reporting on the wrongs in paradise, because I see so much ill going on in my country. So many of us have punished. So many of us has been so subjected to so many things that are evil, you know, and victimization is raging out of the government of the Cayman Islands. They're full of victimization because the minions are told to do it, and they do it, and nobody is ever held accountable for what they do to you in the government of the Cayman Islands. There is no accountability, and that's why they do that. We're a very evil place to come to. With that government we got? Wow. So, yes, I had to lie in COVID to some of my bigger clients to tell them that I was vaccinated, because I didn't see the point of me telling them I went getting vaccinated just for them. My staff got vaccinated because most of my clients wanted them vaccinated. Forcing people to do stuff against their will is not good. That's not good. How can we ever get forgiveness for what we did to people in this country, business owners in this country? And your government did not even bother to properly compensate you well. Since this, they've never even come out and asked you how you're doing. How can we assist? What can we do to help you cover all of your losses? How going forward? $8,000? That's just what I could find and add up and bring to mind. I'm pretty sure as I go on, it'll probably be over 100,000. We have no protection in this country. We have nobody protecting you in this country. And that's the saddest thing about it all. That's the saddest thing about it all. And then when you have grocery stores restricting you from coming in because you're not vaccinated, I think it was one of them that was saying that. I mean, that is control beyond. Too much power exerted against you in the populace to strip you of your rights, to take everything away from you. And that is the motto of the Cayman Islands government, to take it all away from you if they want to. So wronged in paradise, wronged during COVID, wronged for forcing people to take a vaccine they didn't want to put in their bodies. My staff crying when they go to get it. And we're praying before they take it that all is good. And after. They had to do it because of their families back home was starving and needed the funds they are making here. That's victimization at its finest. And the Cayman Islands government proved that in COVID, that they're a major inflictor of victimization, and still does it, and uses a plethora of minions that they have hired to continue doing it. I'm just feeling native today with my head wrapped. It's sad to live in a country that can take and abuse you in this way. It's really sad. I'm not good with this camera. Anyhow, being forced to lie to your clients, your staff being forced to take an injection of a vaccine that's deadly, and it should have been marked deadly, and your government oppressing you by forcing you to stay locked in your homes. You can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that. It was horrible. And a lying doctor who later perjured himself on the stand. So now we know he lied. He lied to the government as well, forcing people to take that vaccine. Don't worry, God don't like ugly, and he will get his day in his time. Like the old adage, every dog has his day and every bitch has her night. It's coming. It's coming. So, anyways, I'll be continuing. This was part 2 of Wronged in Paradise. I'll be bringing you more. Stay tuned.